Hello and a very warm welcome to the special. We are looking ahead to the match being played at the DY Patil Stadium tonight between Mumbai Indians and Kolkata Knight Riders. And the news from the DY Patil Stadium is that Mumbai Indians have won the toss. They have opted to field first. There is just one change for Mumbai Indians, which is a forced change with Suryakumar Yadav, and it's a big blow for them. Suryakumar Yadav is out of this IPL. He is ruled out of the IPL due to an injury to his left forearm. He has a muscle strain in his left forearm, and that's why he's out of the IPL. Ramandeep Singh, he has replaced him in Mumbai Indians playing 11. So that's the news from the Mumbai Indians camp. But what about Kolkata Knight Riders? They've decided to make a huge number of changes to their playing 11, 5 changes to Kolkata Knight Riders playing 11. If anyone has had any doubts of whether Kolkata had finally settled on playing 11, then those doubts have been proven wrong once again. Rahane is in, Cummins is in, Venkatesh Iyer also comes in, Varun Chakravarti is also in, and then there is Sheldon Jackson, who's also in the playing 11. Shubhayan, so there you have it. They're doing everything now. It's like the last throw of the dice. Sabko dal do.
They are back to base actually. They started with the same lineup, if I'm not wrong, minus Sheldon Jackson in their first match. But yes, I mean 5 changes in a do or die match, I don't know. Okay, I still understand what they are thinking. They want to give everyone a chance, which is fair enough. But Mumbai Indians, I think Suryakumar Yadav's exclusion will be a big blow to them, and although they are down and out from this playoff race, I think they would be itching to spoil KKR's party, and remember, if KKR lose today, they are officially out.
Now we're hoping that Suryakumar Yadav's injury is not very serious, given that he'd only just come back into the tournament after having missed a couple of matches for Mumbai Indians from the NCA, where he was recovering from an injury. So, given that Suryakumar Yadav's role is so important for this Indian team, he looked in good touch. Hopefully, it is not a very serious injury to him. But Kolkata Knight Riders will not be complaining. Shubhayan has a sort of I don't know how many pages of what are the permutations and combinations for Kolkata Knight Riders to still make it through to the playoffs. But they'll be happy that Suryakumar Yadav is not in the squad. Okay, now let's take a look at the playing 11 for the two teams. Like we said, just one change, which is a forced one for Mumbai Indians. But you look at that side, and the problem had been inconsistency. Pollard woefully out of form. Nothing coming from his bat, or he's not doing anything with the bowling as well. Rohit Sharma scored a 40, and that augurs well for them.
True.
But it has been top order, which has failed. The two consistent players had been Tilak Verma and Suryakumar Yadav for them, and then Daniel Sams, he finally showed what he's capable of.
Absolutely, but I think, Meha, this is a very thin batting lineup. You have Daniel Sams at number 7, which is obviously not pretty great in T20 cricket. But yes, Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, they looked good in the last match, and they would want to continue in the same fashion against KKR, against whom they have a great record. Ramandeep Singh is an inclusion, has played 1 match in this tournament so far, but the pressure will be on Kieron Pollard. Maybe we'll see him bat at number 4 with Tilak Verma batting at number 3. So I think it's about time Kieron Pollard starts scoring runs, or otherwise we might not even see him in MI jersey for the next season. But yes, Tim David has to be their most informed player at the moment. The kind of impact he has had in the last couple of matches, I think, 2 match winning cameos, and I think yes, of course he would be looking to.
I'm surprised why haven't you put in dual brevis? Is it because of the 4 foreign players?
I think so. 1, 2, 3.
4. Yeah.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
So either you'll have to drop
Maybe
Daniel
they could have
Sams
made Pollard sit out and do a
God.
Brevis, but that's not happening with Mumbai Indians. But okay, now let's take a look at Kolkata Knight Riders playing 11. Like we said, wholesale changes in Kolkata Knight Riders playing 11, 5 changes for them. And you're right, they've gone back to what they started with. This was pretty much the squad that they had in the first half of the tournament, and they've tried everything. Things haven't worked out for them, and they've gone back to that squad.
Oh yes, life has come to a full circle for this team. They have gone back to Venkatesh Iyer, Ajinkya Rahane, the first opening pair which started in the first 4 matches, and they had a good start for them. But again, they are back to backing Pat Cummins again. Of course, he's a world-class bowler, but in this tournament, he's the most expensive bowler in across any phase of the game. So Pat Cummins, would want to make some amends in that regards. But yes, the likes of Nitish Rana, Andre Russell, they will have to again do the heavy lifting. I am imagining, and this KKR unit will have some issues against short deliveries. And I was going through this statistic, Meha. Out of all the deliveries they have faced in this tournament, Kolkata Knight Riders the batters have been dismissed 25 times in short deliveries and 13 in length deliveries.
You know what the Mumbai
the strategy is clear now. So we might see Bumrah and Riley Meredith, giving up some good short deliveries today.
Okay, now let's take a look at the head-to-head battle. What does the head-to-head record suggest? Completely in favor of Mumbai Indians. That rivalry is one-sided, and how? 22 matches have been won by Mumbai Indians in comparison to 8 that have been won by Kolkata Knight Riders. It's a long rivalry, but one that Kolkata Knight Riders have not been able to get the better of.
Oh yes, I mean this is the most one-sided rivalry in IPL history. Just 8 wins in 30 matches for KKR, and it includes the first win of this tournament, IPL 2022 this season. So Mumbai Indians have had the edge against KKR, not by a small margin, but by a big margin. And whenever KKR and Mumbai Indians play, I have witnessed this. I have watched almost every match MI versus KKR, and I have seen this. Even when KKR are going through a great run of form, somewhat Mumbai Indians, even if they are not winning matches, they'll come, they'll thrash KKR and they'll just leave. So this has been the trend, and hopefully KKR will make this into a league double today. If they don't, then they are out of the tournament.
That's right. And who can make the difference for Kolkata Knight Riders? Let's take a look at the X-Factor players for the two teams. For Kolkata Knight Riders, has to be Sunil Narine. Bowling hasn't been as good except for Umesh Yadav, and he is out right now. He's not part of the playing 11. So in his absence, Sunil Narine's performance becomes even more important, because look at that economy. He is controlling the middle overs.
Oh, but in terms of economy and restrictive bowling, I think this is Sunil Narine's best ever IPL. He has had some cracking seasons with the ball, but this is the best season for Sunil Narine in terms of economy. 5.23 economy. He's the best bowler in terms of best restrictive bowler in this tournament, and against Mumbai Indians also he has had a great record, 28 wickets in 21 matches, and look at that economy, 6.36. He has had the word over Rohit Sharma. He has dismissed Ishan Kishan as well. So we might see Sunil Narine bowl not only in the power play, but not only in the middle over, but in the power play, and maybe 1 over before the death. So yeah.
Okay, so that's Sunil Narine for Kolkata Knight Riders. For Mumbai Indians, Tim David. Now, we'd heard of Tim David and what he'd been doing. We'd seen him in leagues across the world. But Tim David for Mumbai Indians, the way he batted in that match against Gujarat Titans, and some of those sixes were brilliant to watch.
Oh, absolutely, and he's brute power, his sheer power, and that's why he has made so much name for himself coming from Australia. He moved to Singapore to play for his family. He played his cricket there, made a name, and coming out of Singapore, it's not easy to establish a name across, not only in India or Pakistan, but across the world, be it BBL, CPL, other leagues, Canada T20 League, Abu Dhabi T10 League, Tim David has been everywhere and has been scoring runs for fun. He's been finishing matches for fun. And since 2021, in death overs, Tim David is the most successful batter in terms of hitting sixes. And it's not easy in this format. It's not easy, Meha, to just come in and hit sixes for fun. That's why Tim David, Dinesh Karthik, they are being lauded so much in this season.
That's right. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the key battles, some of the key matchups in this match. First one being between Rohit Sharma and Sunil Narine. Now this is interesting. 170 balls, 183 runs, but Rohit Sharma has been dismissed 9 times by Sunil Narine.
Oh, and that strike rate of 107, I think Rohit Sharma will be cautious against Sunil Narine if he is introduced early in the attack. And yes, another mouth-watering contest. Sunil Narine has had the edge over Rohit Sharma so far, and maybe he will have him again tonight, given that Rohit has been going through a bad patch.
That's right. Okay. Then the other key battle is Andre Russell versus Jasprit Bumrah. Again, 49 balls, 66 runs, 134 is the strike rate, and dismissal 3 times. Andre Russell has been dismissed by Jasprit Bumrah. But again, Jasprit Bumrah's form is also a huge concern because not only his economy may be decent, but he's just not being able to get the wickets.
True, and that's what we talked about. Jasprit Bumrah, just 2 wickets in the power play and 2 wickets in that, a total of 5 wickets. It's just not good enough for a bowler of a caliber like Jasprit Bumrah. And we've talked about Mumbai Indians' bowling being a very weak unit, but Jasprit Bumrah's individual performances has also not come. He has been restrictive, and we understand that when you go to such a stature like Rashid Khan, like many other bowlers in T20 format, batters tend to hold on. Batters tend to be a bit cautious that we don't want to give our wickets away to such a bowler, and that has been the case for Bumrah. He's not bowling very badly, but yes, the wicket-taking deliveries, those toe-crushing Yorkers, they have been missing.
Yeah, that's right. And to see that, how ineffective their bowling's been. You see Murugan Ashwin being their highest wicket taker of some 8 wickets in a total, where you have someone like a Kuldeep Yadav with, of course, bowling so well with 20 wickets or something. It's
17 wickets,
18 wickets is what I saw last.
18, 19 and 21. 19 for Hasaranga and 20, 21.
Oh no, Hasaranga has now gone up to 21 after the 5-wicket haul yesterday. Okay, but yeah, so you compare that to the highest wicket taker for Mumbai Indians, and you realize the team as a whole, the bowling unit, hasn't been able to get as many wickets. Okay, now what can we expect from the D.Y. Patil Stadium? The stadium itself, again, things have changed throughout the tournament. You've had teams win matches in the first half chasing, then teams batting first, then teams chasing, but 4 out of the last 5 matches have been won by the team batting first. Rohit Sharma doesn't care about it. He just has decided to field today. Pacers have been good, and spinners have restricted the runs. So a good wicket we've seen. Also, the average score has varied in 3 phases of the tournament.
Absolutely, and this has been the most unpredictable venue in this tournament so far. The trends, the toss trends, as you said, the teams batting first were winning initially. Then the teams chasing started to win matches, and in the last 5 matches, team batting first has again won matches. But today in tonight's match, the overcast conditions, a bit of humidity there, I think dew will play a major role today, and that's why Rohit, although he said he didn't think a lot about the decision, I think
no particular reason.
Maybe captains do play some sort of mental game, and Rohit Sharma would want his record, that head-to-head record, to be even better now.
Okay, so that is time for us then to wrap up this show. But just before that, he may not agree to this, but he is a closet Kolkata Knight Riders fan. He came for the Hindi show, came with the whole equation of how
I still have the equation.
See?
It's not tough. I'll just read it out for all.
It's tough for all non-Kolkata.
See, it's not very difficult for. It's not very difficult for the Knight Riders. They have to win all the 3 matches. That's number 1. RCB will have to lose all 3 matches. Not much.
Write it down.
And CSK, DC, Sunrisers Hyderabad, CSK, DC, Hyderabad and Punjab. they will have to lose at least one matches. And still KKR can lose out on the playoff qualification due to RCB having a better net run rate.
I didn't get any of that because I'm not a Kolkata Knight Riders fan. but if you are, then you know how Kolkata Knight Riders can get through with all the ifs and buts and buts and ifs and ifs and buts. But that's it. That's time for us to wrap this show up. News9 Sports is what you need to subscribe to if you are interested in getting all the latest from the world of sports. We've got updates, we've got analysis, we've got interviews. Tomorrow we have an exclusive with Jitesh Sharma, one of the finds of this IPL really. What a revelation he's been. We have an interview lined up with him that's at 12 noon tomorrow. So we'll put that up on News9 Sports and News9 Digital. That's it then from Siobhan and me. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
सेलेक्टेड मेंबर ज्यादा और इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स कम। बड़े ध्यान से आप इन सब विजुअल्स को देखिए, आपको पता लग जाएगा कि इसमें से कितने लोग